This is Austin St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Greetings. This is the Phantom Ranger telling Mike to open another lightning figure. Just kidding. But no, sorry, Mike. I know you are probably mad at me for making this joke, but you know what is an introduction to 3 new members of Morphin Network without a little bit of hazing? Hey guys, welcome to the Rider Time podcast. This is TimeRider Zero, and we are doing Kamen Rider Revice, A Buddy's Trajectory, The Miracle of Fire and Ice. And yes, for those of you who don't know, we do have 3 new members of Morphin Network. We got Cody, Michael, and I'm messing up. Jacqueline. I'm messing up on the new team member's name. I'm pretty sure Tommy, Billy, and Kim had a hard time remembering Rocky, Adam, and Aisha's names. But in any case, welcome to the squad. And I know we already did a bit of a welcome to 2 of you, but I want to do it right here on this podcast as well. Now, some of you might be wondering, oh my God, it's been like over a month since the last Rider Time podcast. Why? How is it that you haven't done an episode recently? And why are you only doing it on episode 18 right now? Well, let me explain to you in ways you can understand. Life got in the way. Life got in the way, but it could be worse. At least it's not evil. That's right, evil getting in the way. But because at least I would know how to handle that. Now, moving right along, one thing I do want to show off is I do have the Volcano Vice stamp. So I really wanted to show this off when I reviewed this episode. And I know it's not as impressive anymore because I know that the show's further along and I'm a little bit behind. So, but nevertheless, I got both of these Vice stamps. Okay, but for real though. Now, for those of you wondering, no, I did not watch episode 19 onward because I wanted to review this episode first. I will do 2 episodes at a time moving forward, so I could catch up, but we will, get better at it. Now, again, we are changing the format a little bit, so you guys already know the plot of what happens. It's a continuation of Julio's story and the fact that he was betrayed by a best friend. Seto Kaiba tore up his card. And, we get more of the Volcano Revice formation. But let's talk about the characters specifically in this episode, because I do find some character breakdown to be very interesting. There is nothing going on with Daichi, and there's nothing going on with George, because George will always be perfect. But let's talk about the 3 focal characters in the show. Sakura is a Yenta. That's all you need to know about her. And what she is yenting is Julio and her attempt to get him to make up with his old friend because he tore up his card. And the thing is, I have a lot of confusion about his story because what doesn't make sense to me is like he calls his friend a traitor, but in the end, but in actuality, he himself is also a bit of a traitor because he does go to a backstory. It's like, well, see, I tried to make up with my friend. I'm leaving out of town, but he never showed up. which, okay, makes sense. But then you also admit that as you're driving away, you know that the reason why your friend couldn't show up is because he's getting his butt kicked. So why are you holding a grudge? Why did you become a dead man? It makes no sense to me. What's going on with this writing? Like you were getting somewhere good. You were getting somewhere good with Julio, and then nothing. You don't reciprocate. It's like episode 16 and 17 with freaking Revice when you got Sakura going down to the basement of her neighbor, the creepy ones that are always spying on them. But before we find out what is that secret green light inside the basement, guess what? She chickens out, and we don't find out. What was even the point of that? Much the same. What was the point of Julio? Not like. Anyways, so Julio tries to apologize to his friend, which is fair because you're the one who was being a jerk here. And also, quick aside, they never really explain why his friend tore up that card. We know that he was coerced by those bullies, but even in this episode, they did not explain why. Like what dirt did they have on him to make him do that? I was hoping they would explain it this episode, but they don't. This is starting to reveal itself as a huge problem in Revice, that they always start really good storylines, but they never follow through on it. They never finish it off. And like even when it goes into a good direction, they always veer away, chicken out of it. Now here's the thing with Kamen Rider Saber. I understand that there were writing issues because, especially in terms of pacing, because COVID was a thing. The season started in the year 2020, so they didn't know where they were going. It's kind of like Avatar, Legend of Korra season 2, but they didn't know where they were going. But at least here, like at Revice, now you do know where you're going. You know what you can and cannot do. So what is the deal with the pacing? But more importantly, what's the deal with chickening out of potentially good plot threads? Like, is there an issue where like there's multiple writers and they're conflicted? Because, I really don't want a Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams situation, especially since, we saw Cobra Kai seasons 3 and 4, which is just what Star Wars should have been. But enough off kilter controversy. Julio gets mad. He gets a super-powered form, and that's all we have left of his backstory. We know his best friend turns into a giftarian, but we never see that giftarian ever again. So that was a wasted plot point. I was hoping they would do more with Julio's best friend. Give him a reason to have a babyface turn. But let's focus on the main character now. The main character, Icky. Well, what can I say about Icky? He would suck at playing Mario Party. I don't play Mario Party. I have always swore never again play Mario Party. But I know some of the games that they have in the new Mario Party, and he would suck at it because guess what? There's that one game where you and a partner have to coordinate your movements. Icky's not good at that because they spent the last episode explaining that, hey, if either of you goes out of sync, that person will either freeze or burn, depending on which character it is. And he immediately goes out of sync and burns himself up. But here's the thing. Here's one thing I find very interesting is he never made a contract with Vice before. And I understand that because he was he was scared that Vice would go off course and try to eat everyone. But he finally made a contract. Good on you. You're finally following through in life. But again, it doesn't make sense. Like there's many other instances where they could have done the same thing. And they didn't really explain how suddenly Vice becoming physical would help make the volcano formation better. I mean, I wish they did, but they didn't. And I know that Kamen Rider had other instances where they don't really adequately explain things, but this is one of those things where they should explain things because I see no difference performance-wise between the volcano formation before and after making the contract with Vice. But hey, at least now they're able to fight off sync, and that's fine. And now that Vice is physical, like a freaking Imagine, and I swear to God, they're gonna keep making references to Kamen Rider Deno with Imagine and the contract holding thing. But more importantly, this kind of adds to the whole Venom reference because in the first Venom movie, Venom is inside his body, and most people don't even know that he's inside his body unless he straight up tells people that Venom's inside my body. In the second movie, Venom is constantly outside of his body, and everyone knows it. So I feel like they're really taking a lot of cues from Let There Be Carnage, which makes me wonder, are they going to make like a red version of Vice that they're going to have to fight at the end? Because that would be very interesting. Nevertheless, I'm curious how this dynamic would play out, this new change, because this is a little bit different from what we had before. And I'm interested to see how things are going to be different now that Vice is now physical, and everyone can see him. I wonder how his mom will react to it. Now we have two things left to talk about. Firstly, we got Aguilar, which does save Julio at the end because Julio is almost about to die, and she saves him. And I'm thinking there's a romance going on there. We don't want to admit to it yet, but we know that there's going to be a romance between them, and I hope it plays out well. And I hope it won't be a creepy thing like the Shindai siblings, because Reika is very creepy. Nevertheless, the last thing we do in the episode is we find out that Hiromu is possibly dying because his physiology registers to be similar to that of an 80-year-old human. So what's going to happen next? Who knows? We'll find out. Well, you guys know. I don't know yet. I'm going to watch the episodes this following week, and then I'm going to review episodes 19 and 20 next week. So what'd you guys think? Did you like the episode? Did you hate the episode? What do you think is going to happen next? Well, without spoiling things, okay? Anyways, this has been my... as far as the episode goes, I give it a 8 out of 10 because it's a decent, solid episode, but unfortunately, it's got a lot of issues like the ones I mentioned earlier. I want the show to improve because honestly, Revice has a lot of potential. It's just not able to fulfill those potentials because they always chicken out at the last minute when something interesting actually happens. And, that's that. Choreography is still pretty good. I love the choreography. I love the special effects. The actors aren't terrible, but the writing stands a lot to be improved on. So I give it an 8 out of 10. That's all I have to say. What do you guys think? What score do you give the episode? And what do you want to see happen in the story moving forward? Anyways, let's move on to the comment section. Prathamesh says, hi. Psycho Orange says, what's up? Are you excited for Dino Fury Season 2? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. By the way, happy birthday to Tessa Rao. I actually got to hang out with some of your friends here stateside, and they're pretty cool people. I actually like them with your friends from this side of the world. So, but enjoy your birthday in the New Zealand side. When are you guys going to do another Power Rangers voice actor interview? Ask Ryan. That's all I'm going to say. Like, when we have another voice actor interview, Ryan will let you know. But I'll say this much. I'm excited to do another voice actor interview if we do have another one, because I love interviewing the voice actors, especially the voice actors. And, whenever we get to the next VA, hopefully Ryan will have me be the one to do the interview, because I really enjoyed, interviewing with Joff Dolan and Jason Wood and everyone else who's been on Spartacus and Power Rangers at the same time. But anyways, Thank you for watching the episode. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the Morphin Network. If you like Kamen Rider, Revice, Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, Power Rangers Dino Fury, definitely check out our reviews. We recently did a video where we did predictions on what the season 2 of Dino Fury is going to have. And also, we just recently did a review of Power Rangers in Space. I don't know why it doesn't say Turbo. Power Rangers in Space's Phantom Ranger coming soon. We will review the lightning figure of one of the monsters from Mighty Morphin, and of course, be sure to watch our other shows because we got Ranger Podcast Live, Rider Time Podcast, and of course Sentai Hero Special. Be sure to say hello to our new members of the Morphin Network. I hope to see them in more stuff. And Mike, you better open some more of your lightning figures. And of course, if you want to follow me and my other content, be sure to like and subscribe to Chrono_just_cosplay and twitch.tv/BokenKabuto for my Twitch plug. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Happy Tuesday and happy 1 month away from spring, because that's the thing. And more importantly, happy 02222022. You won't see that again for another 200 years when it's 02222222. Have a great one. Bye.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.